can we just spend a moment on how huge this is or is going to be if it comes down as we now expect it to be? Put it in perspective for us.
Yes. You know, in our 24-minute news cycle and just in our election cycles, we expect political changes to happen quickly. We want them to happen quickly. The problems that we face, we are not used to having to wait many years or even a generation for the problems that we are facing to be solved, or we don't want to wait that long. We expect our politicians to be able to do something immediately. As soon as they are pressured to do something, that is when we want it. We are very much microwave generations. We are used to that immediate gratification and satisfaction of getting what we want easily. However, when you look at pro-life activism, this has been 50 years of torch passing. This has been 50 years of advocacy, 50 years of people arguing, hey, this is unconstitutional. This is immoral. These people inside the womb, they are human beings, and therefore it's pretty simple. They are entitled to human rights, the most fundamental being the right to not be murdered as an innocent person. And so it's been 50 years of telling the truth, 50 years of very simple, both legal and moral arguments that has come to this. And as you mentioned, we don't know for sure the conclusion if this is going to be overturned, but wow, this is such a beautiful representation of what years of consistency and persistence and dedication to one cause can do.
And I don't take anything away. I mean, I have so many friends who are on the other side of this. And I know that they're scared and they're hurting and they've fought equally hard on the other side. And so this is not to take away from their legitimate concerns, though it really is going to depend on what state you're in. You know, it is going to depend on what, and if this is a huge concern for you, you're probably going to live in a blue state. But I will say you've got to tip the hat to Mississippi and the lawmakers there who specifically crafted this law in an effort to create a Supreme Court challenge case that would go up and that it would actually make it hard to go the Chief Justice Roberts way. And forgive me, because I'm just assuming that the political report about the way he's going is true. I have no freaking clue. We should all remember that. But Mississippi understood that there were people like Roberts on the court who would try to sort of, you know, have it both ways and find a middle ground. And they tried to craft a statute that would make them take a look and say, no, there's no way through this other than to decide whether Roe and Casey stand or have to be overturned. And they went in there and made the case. I mentioned one of the things with Attorney General Barr. Only 6 countries outside of the United States permit elective abortion after 20 weeks. We are in the tiny minority in our permissiveness on this subject versus the rest of the free world. And the other countries are like third world countries. And then the court recounts some of the evidence put in front of it by Mississippi. This is in the Alito draft opinion. By 6 weeks, the heart is beating. By 8 weeks, the baby's moving. By 9 weeks, all basic physiological functions are present. Again, this is from Alito. By 10 weeks, vital organs begin to function and hair, fingernails, etc. begin to form. By 11 weeks, and keep in mind that abortion pill, that you can get that from a doctor that will end the pregnancy up to 10 weeks. Up to 10 weeks. So vital organs begin to function and hair, fingernails, etc. begin to form. This is why people get upset. This is why people like Allie Beth say, you have to actually know what's happening. It's easy to do it when you're not thinking about what's actually inside of you. It may not be easy, but you see my point. 11, may move freely about in the womb. 12 weeks, has taken on the human form in all relevant respects. Abortion is still legal in the United States. Most after 15 weeks, mothers would need a dilation and extraction, which means surgical instruments to crush and tear the unborn child, which Mississippi argued and Alito quoted them as saying is a barbaric practice. This was all said by Allie Beth Stuckey when you came on my show, when they argued this case. Like, they heard you. They heard these arguments, and for the first time in 50 years, they appear to be listening.
You know, it's so important for us to talk about what we are actually discussing, because you will notice that the pro-choice, pro-abortion side, there are people who are unashamedly pro-abortion. There are organizations called Shout Your Abortion who really do believe that abortion is a moral good. So when I say pro-abortion, I really mean that. There are people on that side who are pro-abortion. And it's so important to talk about what we mean when we say abortion, because you'll notice that side uses euphemisms. They'll say things like reproductive rights or bodily autonomy or my body, my choice or reproductive justice or even the word abortion. That's kind of a euphemism rather than talking about what is actually happening. Or you'll notice on the Planned Parenthood site, they'll say pregnancy tissue is removed or the termination of a pregnancy. They will do everything they can to avoid talking about what an abortion is and who an abortion kills. And I think that's a really good indication that you are on the wrong side of something. If the truth hurts your case, if the truth actually hinders your ability to persuade something, if you need lies and euphemisms to make your side more palatable and persuasive, that's a good indication that you're on the wrong side. The pro-life side, even though it's taken as long as it has, and it will continue to take a very long time to change hearts and minds, which is a main goal, we have the truth on our side. All we have to do is say, this is what an abortion is, which you partly just described. It is a brutal procedure. It is a violent procedure. And look, here's what fetal development is. This is a human being. Whether you think that human beings should have personhood rights, maybe that's a constitutional, legal, philosophical argument that we could have. There's no scientific argument that this is a human being or not. I simply believe that it is wrong in all cases to kill an innocent human being. The people who are pro-choice don't believe that. You believe that sometimes it's okay to kill an innocent human being, and they should be forced, they should be pushed to be able to coherently and logically defend that. They should really be on the defense. They should be the ones that are forced to explain why it's okay to kill some human beings, innocent human beings, and not others. And I think that's the position that we need to be in. And there's a lot of comfort on our side, on the pro-life side, right now and forever, that the truth really does help us. We don't have to rely on euphemisms to make our side seem right. We truly believe that we are right because the truth is on our side.
Black Rifle Coffee Company is a veteran-founded company serving premium coffee to people who love America. They developed their explosive roast profiles with the same mission focus learned as military members serving this great country of ours. And in 2021, Black Rifle donated over 100,000 bags of coffee. That's 2.1 million cups of coffee to first responders, law enforcement, and active duty military members. So you know that with every purchase you make, Black Rifle will give back. Black Rifle Coffee imports high-quality coffee beans from Colombia and Brazil, and they roast them 5 days a week at their facilities in Manchester, Tennessee, and Salt Lake City, Utah, which means you get the freshest coffee possible, no matter where you live. The best way to enjoy Black Rifle's freedom-filled coffee is with the Black Rifle Coffee Club. When you join the club, your brew of choice is roasted, packaged, and shipped free to your door on your schedule. You can buy it at blackriflecoffee.com. Use the code MK at checkout for 20% off your purchase and your first coffee club order. blackriflecoffee.com/MK. Use that code MK at checkout. Black Rifle Coffee is America's coffee. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.